Rolling. It looks like we're rolling. Yep, we're rolling. So it was a little laggy in there in the beginning, but welcome back to my channel, guys. It's your boy Ronda here, and I'm back with another video. So in this video, I will be going over all the watches, warnings, and advisories that is currently taking place from the west coast to the east coast, the east coast to the west coast, all the way down south up to the northeast, all around the United States. So let's go ahead and get into this. We can go ahead and start back towards the west a little bit over coming out of Salt Lake City, Utah. There is freeze warnings currently in effect, so make sure you guys are taking precautions for any crops or stuff out there. Now the GFS the last few days has been hinting on a potential snow, like a snow event hitting across parts of Utah. How true that is, I can't tell you because the GFS normally overdoes it for any snow, especially in the south. It was trying to paint snow almost to Texas, not quite to Texas, but almost to Texas. Now we see snow falling in Texas. I mean, it probably can happen. It's the first time for everything. Almost in June, then that's kind of something we're gonna have to watch. Well, May, that's something we're gonna have to kind of watch out for. But I doubt that's gonna happen. So take that with a grain of salt. If you see that going around the internet about potential snow approaching Texas, that's not gonna happen most likely. But it could. Winter weather advisories is up for parts of Colorado. They also under a freeze warning, and a winter storm warning is also up in parts of Colorado too. So in the purple, like that light purple right here, is winter storm advisories. Now you're gonna have to watch out, and maybe might get extended a little bit further north for seeing any winter weather warnings being issued. But it is possible. Then we also have a hazardous weather outlook issue for as well that might be related to the potential winter storm. The winter storm that's going to happen in that region. So they're confident for what that was Colorado of seeing any snowfall, moderate and maybe heavy snow at times depending on where you're at. But yes, you guys are under winter storm warnings. Then we go further south for New Mexico. You guys are also under winter storm warnings. So New Mexico and Colorado do have winter storm warnings issued by the National Weather Service, your local National Weather Service. So it is possible we might see some more winter storm warnings being issued in that general region right there. But I mean, it could happen. But regardless, if you're not under any, you might get put under a watch or advisories depending on the track of this. See why I'm going at? The GFS was trying to paint that snow right next to Mexico, so about a county or two away from Texas, western Texas. It is possible for seeing winter storm warnings. It might get shifted maybe northern Texas, but the confidence for that for me is pretty low. We can go down here to southwestern Texas actually. We do have a severe thunderstorm watch issued. Just recently, we did have, about a few days ago, northern Texas did have 2 fatalities regarding a tornado that went down. Now, one of the articles did say the tornado killed one of the fatalities. The person wasn't even in the path of the tornado. It was just due to high winds. Now, out towards the west, we've been seeing a lot of tornado activity, especially in Oklahoma, where the EF4 that recently stayed on the ground for 30 minutes. That is a huge tornado. So, I mean, and luckily only injured 10 people. There wasn't no fatalities with that. But regardless, I mean, out west been having a lot of tornadoes, including Kansas. And I'm sorry about the aircraft that you hear. It happens almost every day. So regardless, just gonna have to be careful, especially out there towards Texas. Just overnight, northern Louisiana has some severe weather. Across Mississippi had severe weather. At least 5 counties that I counted around 11 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Tuesday, April 28th, 2026. There was multiple flood warnings issued for at least 5 counties actually for Mississippi. So I mean, some storms went through. I wouldn't be surprised if there was some rotation in some of them clouds overnight, sparking tornado warnings just to be safe. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning also issued for parts of Texas too. So you still have severe weather back there now. Early next week, it is possible for us seeing some severe weather for northern Mexico stretching into Texas. That track, can't tell you where it goes. It might go northeast, it might head straight east, heading into Louisiana and Mississippi, and then southern Alabama, and then works its way southeast Georgia and out into the Atlantic. Or it can just ride up the coast once you get off the coast of Georgia into eastern South Carolina, eastern North Carolina, pounding the Outer Banks, and then eventually heading more out into the Atlantic, or it can go up towards the northeast. So it is possible of seeing that. Now, it was supposed to rain today across the Carolinas, at least eastern North Carolina. I haven't seen that. It's been mainly partly cloudy, some sunshine here and there. So it was a drastic shift. So it's telling me that this storm that was supposed to come through from last night is either much slower or having a different track for a lot of us in the Carolinas, which is going to force that burn ban to stay in effect, because as of yesterday, Tuesday, April 28th, 2026, it made 1 month for the entire state of North Carolina, for all 100 counties being under a burn ban. So yesterday officially made a month for a burn ban for North Carolina. South Carolina probably roughly the same. Georgia, I'm pretty sure, is still dealing with them wildfires that's constantly spreading because of winds, high winds. Kind of reminds you of the LA fires that happened just last year. Until this day, they are still recovering. Now, we're supposed to have below average hurricane season according to some sources, but still, don't let your guard down here in below average hurricane season or near average. It just takes one hurricane that can change your life forever. We've seen what Helene did when it made landfall in Florida, went through Georgia, South Carolina, and North Carolina, took the cake for it. And if I'm not mistaken, Helene, when it got to North Carolina, it didn't hit the coast. It probably would have been better if it did, because it's much more flatter land, probably better drainage. It went more inland as a tropical storm and messed up the mountains. There's documentaries on that. So we can go for northeastern Texas, around that Fort Worth, Dallas area. We do have severe thunderstorm watches also in effect, and for those areas, might get upgraded to some warnings. It is possible, and it do look like you guys do have some severe thunderstorm warnings as well. About 2 counties have flood warnings in effect as well, so you're gonna have to be careful with that. So it is possible. Now, we look like we still have a severe thunderstorm watch for northern Louisiana, yes, and southwestern Arkansas and south central Arkansas, basically along that county line of Louisiana. Still seeing those potentially strong storms that could potentially produce tornadoes. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure this track slowed down a lot, or just a new round. Probably enough moisture in the atmosphere for that to happen. So, I mean, regardless, it's the active weather season out there. So, you guys getting a lot of rain. The East Coast is over here drying out like a cactus. Well, not cactus, cactus store. Regardless. So yeah, you gotta watch out for that. And then we go into Mississippi, which again had about 5 counties that I counted yesterday around 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, with flood warnings. Yep, you guys. Okay, so that Jackson, just north of Jackson, going through Jackson, and just a little bit south of Jackson, Mississippi, you have that severe thunderstorm watch issued, and then just more south of that, you have severe thunderstorm warnings for the entire south central, from the southwest, south central, and southeastern Louisiana. I mean Mississippi for that, and then down here near the Gulf sides, Biloxi, you guys are on the severe thunderstorm watches. So the severe thunderstorm warnings in the yellow might get shifted more northeast, more northwest, or I'm pretty sure it's going to be more northeast maybe, or more down south for severe thunderstorm warning. So be careful for any rotation. Tornadoes are possible. You guys got a lot of energy back there. Then we do have flood warning still in effect for eastern Mississippi, western Alabama, and still western Alabama for a few more counties. Which going into Alabama, we still have severe thunderstorm watches issued for those areas as well. So you're just gonna have to watch out for that. Up north, you can head up to the northeast for a second. Vermont, a special weather statement, so you guys are under that. Then we go into Minnesota. We have a frost advisory, so make sure you're taking care of your crops for there. You might get upgraded to a freeze warning, because just north of you guys and east of you guys and northwest of you guys, you have freeze warnings in effect as well. We go all the way up into Michigan. We do have frost advisories, might get shifted further south as well into freeze warnings. Then you got flood warnings as well, just south of you guys, that's under frost advisories. So you probably had a good amount of rain for that to happen. Let's see. We have a freeze watch issued for, yes, a freeze watch is issued for parts of West Virginia, but a special weather statement, a hazardous weather outlook with that too. So it might be related to the freeze. Depending on the track of those storms that's hitting the deep south right now, it might bring some flooding up towards those areas too. Now, Florida is under nothing. It's kind of concerning, because still showing a lack of rain for parts of northern Florida, which needs those because of those wind-driven wildfires that's currently ongoing. Just over the weekend, around Saturday, we did have air quality alerts issued for South Carolina and North Carolina, mainly around that Charlotte area. Probably was extended a little more in northwestern too into North Carolina, but regardless, due to the wildfires, smoke coming from Georgia and Florida, but the rain that we got that Sunday spark those to go away. Now again, we are still under a burn ban. We're gonna remain under a burn ban for a good bit. My concern is we might see going into the summer months, if we still see a lack of rain across the Carolinas. Uh, some areas across the triangle, including Raleigh, is under mandatory water restrictions. Now Stateville, I think that's in North Carolina, starting May 4th, will have mandatory water restrictions. So basically that whole triangle is under water restrictions, except I did see an article around that same time Raleigh said they was doing one. Durham said they wasn't doing one. Charlotte is. Eastern North Carolina is still trying to prevent from doing that, but the lack of rain, I mean, you kind of can see it in the lakes too. It's pretty low. You can see where the water normally stops. It is pretty low, so that's kind of concerning, which is messing with the animals, well, the creatures that live down in those lakes and stuff like that. I mean, it's not seeing rain at all, and it kind of seemed like a weather shift because the West Coast been seeing a good amount of rain. Some snowfall was possible across parts of California recently, but actually, I forgot about you guys out towards the west, along the Pacific. Along California, we have small crash advisories and hazardous sea warnings, so you guys have been under that from yesterday. Now, there has been a little trend I noticed north and probably a little tick south, not as far south near that LA area, but all the way up the entire coast of Oregon and south, and just off of Washington State. You guys are under small craft advisories or hazardous sea warning. So I mean, it's quite interesting how stuff is unfolding across here, and the East Coast is still pretty quiet. We might see severe thunderstorm watches issued for that area in the coming days, but I doubt. I haven't seen the model runs for today, but we will post again see rain today across the Carolinas, and I don't think that happened. At least for Eastern North Carolina, that did not happen. So it's a dry spring. We normally hear spring, April showers bring May flowers. We're not saying April showers, so limit the May. There's gonna be a limit on May flowers. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell to be notified each and every time your boy upload a new video. And I will see you guys in the next one if it's God's will. Stay safe out there if you're in Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas. I'll include you guys in Oklahoma as well. Y'all been getting some tornado action for real. Mississippi and Alabama, and I'll include Georgia depending on how the lines of storms do. So with that being said, it's your boy Rondé.